Rocking the Vikings gear, getting to practice on this field. What was that experience like?
Won Minnesota, you know. Obviously, a lot of our players are huge fans of the Vikings. We're all here to support the Vikings the best way we possibly can. It's our NFL team, and not only that, but it's a tremendous experience for our young people. They get to come practice in an NFL facility. It's simulating a road type game. We're doing everything we can to simulate every possible scenario and situation in the spring, so we're ready for it in the fall. And being able to create that type of feel that we're all one. And I thought we were able to create that. We want to continue to create these experiences, not just go out there and just make donuts and do the same thing over and over and over and over, but continue to create these type of experiences that put our players in just unique situations that they're not even comfortable in the spring, whether we're outside, inside, traveling to an NFL facility, whatever we can possibly do.
Great to see Rodney out there running around and
Yeah.
back. How is he going in his recovery to get back?
You know, we're taking it slow. You know, I mean, he probably could do more, but we're really being very cautious. Him and Shannon both. You know, we've kind of taken just a step back to be able to make sure that they're getting all the proper care. There's no rush for him to be back in spring ball. You know, he's played a lot of football. Both of them have played a lot of football. I think our trainer's doing a great job of getting them back.
You know what you can get from your receivers and your running backs, but Paulson and Spanford, is that going to give this offense a different dimension?
Well, I hope so. You know, Spanford is practicing really well. He's fighting through some bumps and bruises, which I give him a lot of credit. You know, he could easily just tap out, and he hasn't. I mean, he's becoming a tough-minded young person. And then when you watch Jake Paulson, I don't know a lot of you saw that catch over here. I mean, he's probably had one of the best off seasons of anybody. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's more athletic, he's more confident. Worked really hard in the ball catching in the off season. He's just a better overall player. Clay Patterson's doing a great job developing those tight ends. They're still really young guys, and they're playing at a high level.
What should we expect in the spring game, and will the running back depth have any issues with that?
Boy, you got it, Andy. You got it. We're going to be very creative. We have our draft tomorrow for our spring game. You know, Mohamed Ibrahim's going to be there, right? We got Bryce Williams. They got Preston Jellin. Mo's going to take a limited amount of reps, and then you have one on each team. But don't worry, we're going to have some guest appearances at the running back position. So just be ready for it.
Weather-wise, any concerns at all? You going to stay outside?
Yeah, it's. You know, I was watching the weather forecast. I can't remember what channel it was, but they're showing the average snowfall in the state of Minnesota over the past 10 years, and it's like 0.1 inch or 1 inch or half an inch, then last year it's like, boom, 22 inches, and now we're going to get this storm. So, I mean, we got to move the spring game up, obviously. Setting it back is creating more problems than moving it up. But we have answers, and we haven't officially come out and said those, but we have answers. I just want to see how real it is. And real meaning how many inches, and then we'll kind of go from there. But we'll have a plan. We're definitely having a spring game, and we're not going to cancel that. It's too fun not to. The kids deserve it, and that's what the spring's all about. It's a reward.
PJ, this time last year we were talking about your quarterbacks and the unknowns. What's been like the retention rate and kind of where you pick up from with those guys?
Yeah, I tell you what, they've responded really well. Kirk Schrock has done a great job at developing them. Even the two young guys have really come along. We're not anywhere near where we want to be, but we're closer. But they were able to retain so much. We're able to pick up where we left off, if not even further ahead. You know, they're coaching each other, they're working with each other, competing with each other. But you can just see the comfort in the system with both of those guys. You know, they're working on 500-600 level type things instead of just going backwards, get 2 steps, 3 steps forward, going 2 steps back. You know, they're making huge gains. And when they do make a mistake, they change their best, and you usually don't see that mistake again.
What importance is the spring game going? What importance is a spring game going to have on the QB competition?
It's going to have, every time they step foot on the field, the quarterback competition is evaluated. It always is. There's not one day you ever have a chance to relax. That's the way the season is. That's the way the competition is with every position, and quarterback's no different.
PJ, how do you feel like T-Time was during his freshman year?
I think he was spotty. You know, I thought he showed glimpses of how good he could be, and then he showed the areas that you're typically seeing from freshmen, the inconsistency. That's from just playing the position over and over and over. And I think he's made huge gains. I think Rod Chance has done a great job with our guys, bringing a lot more of that Coach Mason from Vanderbilt's real DB technique. And that's what set him apart from everybody else when I interviewed him, was just how fundamentally and detailed sound he really is, and a good teacher that he is. And I think T-Time's really benefiting from that.
Where'd you put him in that tackling drill 3 times in a row?
What's that?
Where'd you put him in that tackling drill 3 times in a row?
I think we just have to do a better job on the back end of tackling. We really do, in space. You know, that's a drill that you're 8 to 10 yards away. It's a V drill. There's both ways that wide out a running back can go. There's a lot of space, and it simulates an open field tackle that they're going to have to make. You know, not every play you see is going to be a big hit or it's a clean hit and you're biting the ball and boom. There's going to be times you just got to get the guy on the ground, right? And we have to be able to simulate that as much as possible. You know, with as low amount of times as we have contact, you got to simulate it somehow, and you've got to be able to protect your players as well. But you got to get the tackling in, and we can control that environment.
We have one more for Coach.
You saw Stazzy flashed a couple times. Is that kind of what he's been doing this spring?
He really has. He's growing. Remember, these guys are so young, you know, and they've made huge strides from last year to even now, and they can go even so much further. But we're getting the most out of them every day. They're coming back every day with energy and passion and the drive to get better. As says, he's one of those guys. He's got a long way to go like everybody else, but having Jim Panagos on the staff, it's changed our D-line. You can just see the energy, the passion, the desire, and not that we didn't have it before, but Jim Panagos, there's a realism to him. I mean, it's so authentic and so real, and he pulls it out of you. Those guys want to do it for him, and that's really exciting, and I see a lot of progress in the D-line.